Once upon a time, deep in the heart of a vast forest, there lived a little seed. It was a small and unassuming seed, but it held within it the potential to grow into a mighty tree. The little seed was content to rest in the earth, basking in the warmth of the sun and drinking in the nourishing rain that fell from the sky. As the days turned into weeks, the little seed began to feel restless. It longed to break free from the earth and stretch its roots down into the soil below. It yearned to grow tall and strong, to reach for the sky and soak up the sun's warm rays. And so, with a burst of energy, the little seed began to push itself upward, breaking through the surface of the soil and reaching for the sky. For a while, the little seed grew steadily, its tiny stem reaching ever higher into the air. It basked in the warmth of the sun and reveled in the gentle breeze that rustled its leaves. But soon, the little seed realized that it was not alone in the forest. All around it, towering trees loomed, casting long shadows over the forest floor. And the little seed began to feel small and insignificant in comparison. One day, as the little seed gazed up at the tall trees around it, it felt a twinge of envy. It longed to be as big and strong as the other trees, to cast its own shadow over the forest floor. And so it began to push itself harder, straining to grow taller and thicker than the trees around it. But no matter how hard the little seed tried, it could not seem to match the size and strength of the other trees. And as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, the little seed began to feel discouraged. It began to doubt its own ability to grow into a mighty tree. One day, as the little seed lay curled up on the forest floor, feeling small and insignificant, it heard a rustling sound nearby. Looking up, it saw a tiny sapling growing nearby. The sapling was small and frail, and it was struggling to grow in the shadow of the larger trees around it. Without hesitation, the little seed sprang into action. It sent out its roots, seeking out the soil around the sapling and wrapping itself around the tiny sapling stem. Slowly, the little seed began to transfer its own strength and vitality to the sapling, helping it to grow taller and stronger than it ever could have on its own. As the days turned into weeks, the sapling began to thrive, growing taller and stronger with each passing day. And the little seed, too, began to feel its own strength returning. It realized that it did not need to be the biggest or the strongest tree in the forest in order to make a difference. All it needed was the willingness to help others and to share its own strength and vitality. Years went by, and the little seed and the sapling continued to grow. The sapling became a mighty tree, towering over the forest floor and casting its own long shadow over the earth. And the little seed grew too, its own roots stretching deep into the soil and its own branches reaching ever higher into the sky. And though the little seed was not the biggest or the strongest tree in the forest, it was happy. For it knew that it had helped the sapling to grow into a mighty tree, and that it had made a difference in the world around it. And that was all that mattered. As time went on, the little seed and the big tree continued to thrive and flourish. They became a haven for all kinds of creatures in the forest, providing shelter and food for the animals that lived there. The little seed never forgot the lessons it had learned during its journey to become a big tree. It knew that growth takes time and patience, and that sometimes helping others can be the greatest reward of all. And so the little seed continued to spread its seeds far and wide, ensuring that new trees would grow and flourish throughout the forest. It knew that each seed held the potential to become a mighty tree, and that each tree could help to make the world a more beautiful and vibrant place. And though the little seed had started out small and unassuming, it had grown into something much greater. It had become a symbol of hope and perseverance, a testament to the power of growth and transformation. And in the end, it had left a legacy that would endure for generations to come. As the little seed looked out over the forest, it felt a sense of pride and contentment. It knew that it had fulfilled its purpose in life, and that it had helped to create a world that was rich and full of life. And it knew that its story would be told for many years to come, inspiring new generations of seeds and trees to follow in its footsteps and grow to their fullest potential.